The Titanic. The ship that never arrived on April 10, 1912. The largest and most luxurious ship ever built set sail from Southampton, England, headed for New York. The RMS Titanic was called Unsinkable. 4 days later, it lay at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. Over 1,500 people were dead. This is the true story of the Titanic. The Titanic was a marvel of engineering. At 269 meters long, it was the largest moving object ever created by human hands. It had a swimming pool, a gymnasium, a squash court, and restaurants that rivaled the finest hotels in Europe. First-class passengers enjoyed unimaginable luxury, while third-class passengers, mostly immigrants seeking a new life in America, were packed into cramped cabins below deck. The ship carried 2,224 passengers and crew. Among them were some of the wealthiest people in the world: John Jacob Astor IV, Benjamin Guggenheim, and Isidor Straus, the owner of Macy's department store. There were also hundreds of ordinary families, dreaming of a fresh start across the ocean. On the night of April 14, the Titanic was steaming through calm, freezing waters at nearly full speed. Iceberg warnings had been received from other ships, but they were largely ignored. At 11:40 p.m., lookout Frederick Fleet spotted an iceberg directly ahead. The bridge ordered the ship to turn, but it was too late. The Titanic struck the iceberg along its starboard side, tearing open 5 of its 16 watertight compartments. At first, many passengers didn't believe the ship was in danger. The band played on the deck to calm people. But below the waterline, the Atlantic was pouring in fast. Captain Smith ordered the lifeboats to be prepared. The problem was there weren't enough. The Titanic carried only 20 lifeboats, enough for about half the people on board. Regulations at the time didn't require more. What followed was a night of heroism, chaos, and tragedy. Women and children were supposed to be saved first, but many lifeboats left half empty because passengers refused to leave the seemingly safe ship. Benjamin Guggenheim changed into his finest suit and went down with the ship like a gentleman. Isidor Straus refused a seat in a lifeboat because women and children still needed saving. The band, led by Wallace Hartley, continued playing as the ship sank beneath them. At 2:20 a.m. on April 15, the Titanic broke in two and sank to the ocean floor, nearly 4 kilometers below the surface. The water was -2 degrees Celsius. Most of those who entered the water died within minutes of hypothermia. The RMS Carpathia arrived hours later and rescued 706 survivors from the lifeboats. The wreck was discovered in 1985 by Robert Ballard, lying upright on the ocean floor. It has since become one of the most famous shipwrecks in history. The story of the Titanic has been told in countless books and films, reminding us that no matter how powerful human technology becomes, nature always has the final word. This is History Nook. Subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that shaped our world.